Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know, my name is Alyssa and today I'm going to be giving you guys some online classes tips. This is just from my personal experience. I have taken a couple online classes and I just wanted to share some tips for you guys, especially during this time when we might not be able to take too many physical in-person classes, or people in just general are starting to switch to online classes and want some tips about how to succeed. So let's jump right in. So the first tip that I have is to realize that an online class is a real class. Treat it like a real class, act like it's a real class, act like it's a class that you would go in to see a teacher for. It's a real class, it's just a different format of a real class. And that's very important to realize. Don't just blow it off because it's an online class. So my second tip is to learn how to time manage. If you work and you go to school, learn how to do your work around your work schedule or find time to do your schoolwork. If you have a weekly work schedule that doesn't change week to week, you can sit down and you can block out times on a piece of craft paper, on Excel, or even just a notebook paper, an iPad, whatever it is that you have that you're able to use. Block out different times. So block out the times that you're not available and block in the times that you are available, and use the time that you have available to study and get some work done. Also, don't try to tackle everything at once. Just because you have the time doesn't mean you should try and tackle everything all at once. But also, don't wait until the last minute to complete your assignments, because then you'll be stressed out. So learn how to time manage. It'll help you a ton. So my third tip is to divide and conquer. And what I mean by that is, let's say for instance, every week for the entire semester you have a chapter to read. Don't try and read that chapter all in one day. Try splitting the chapter sections up into different days, and I promise you, you will feel better about reading the whole chapter. If you have an assignment that's not due for a week, complete little by little every day so you don't get overwhelmed, and you can still do other fun things like play video games or watch YouTube videos. So my number 4 tip is to read the syllabus. It is really important that you read the syllabus word for word so you know all the policies that your teacher has. But by reading the syllabus, also take the time to look at all the assignments that your teacher has for you and write down the major ones. Now, by writing down, you can write them in a planner, put them in your iPhone calendar, or wherever you will see them, and make sure that you can be reminded of them. Put those major due dates into a calendar or somewhere where you can see them so you can remember to do them and turn them in on time. Also, make note of any late assignment policies that your teacher may have. Some teachers are cool with it. I had a psychology teacher that was cool if you turned in stuff late as long as you emailed her, but some teachers are very, very particular about turning stuff in late. So make sure you know your late policies. So my number 5 tip is to get rid of as many distractions as it is possible to get rid of. I understand not everybody taking online classes can get rid of all distractions. Some people have kids and can't get rid of their kids. If you can't work in silence, try putting classical music on in the background, or my personal favorite, lo-fi music on in the background while you study. It'll help you stay on track and it won't be silent. If it's possible to not work on your bed, don't, because you don't want to end up relaxing or falling asleep. Try working in somewhere that you're not exactly super comfortable in, but that you're not afraid to work in. My favorite place in my house is actually to work in my kitchen, on my kitchen table. Try to work on a hard surface so you're writing, if you are writing, it is neat and concise and just legible, as opposed to writing on like a pillow or something. If you need to work outside of your house, try working at a library or a coffee shop, somewhere that you can do your work and maybe have some coffee, some food, but not be super distracted. So my number 6 tip is to use real supplies when possible. I prefer to use a notebook and a pen, but some people prefer to use an iPad and an Apple Pencil to take notes. Writing things down actually helps you as opposed to typing things out. It helps you remember them and retain them as opposed to just typing things out. My number 7 tip is to communicate with your teacher. It is really important in an online class that you communicate with your teacher, especially if you have questions. Don't be afraid to ask. It might take a little longer for you to get an answer, but you'll always get an answer back. If you need to communicate special accommodations with your teacher, do that immediately. But even before the class starts, if you have access to your teacher's email your teacher right away with any special accommodations. I myself have special accommodations. Talk to your teacher about letting these accommodations help you succeed in your class. Also, if you need to communicate with your teacher that you need an extension on something, that's when you would have to communicate with your teacher effectively. So keep open communication with your teacher and they will more likely help you. My number 8 tip is to stay up to date with class announcements. If you don't keep up with class announcements, you might miss out on extended due dates or an additional assignment. Either way, just stay up to date with your class and be involved. So that is it for today, guys. I hope you guys liked my tips and find them useful. If you guys have any questions about how I took my online classes and how I succeeded, I will be happy to answer your questions down below in the comment section. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!